Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Good evening, Sim Racing fans, and welcome to your Thursday night broadcast here on SRW TV. Tonight we bring to you the Shannons Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals. This is round 5 of season 4 here in 2023, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. And tonight we are coming to you live from Barber Motorsport. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howden in the comms box. Next to me is Tyler Sheaf. Good evening, Tyler.
Good evening, ShiBBy, and welcome everyone for tonight's race. I'm looking forward to see what the boys can do at Barber Motorsport Park tonight, but we'll do a quick recap of last week's race. So it was Jamie Christensen stealing 2 of the 3 wins and the winner overall for the round, followed by Dylan DeBono, who was the feature winner in P2. Then Jack Grunwald round out the podium as well. So those 3 boys had a real good battle all the way through those 3 races. Followed by that, we also got the points as well, with Jamie Christensen stealing the championship lead away from Sam Katakazunas. So he has a 24-point advantage on 632. John McHenry is in P3 on 518 points, and equal P4 is Dylan DeBono and the amateur of Curtis Jackson. So be intriguing to see what he can do for the next 4 rounds.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Great to see Mr. John McHenry up there as well. Hasn't, again, really shown too much over the last couple of rounds, but again, it's just showing his consistency. His average finish at the moment is 9th place, and that's got him up sitting in P3 here going into round 5. So consistency is definitely key. I think Sam Katakazunas is still going to fight back towards Christensen. As you said, there's only 20-odd points in it, so there's really not much, especially in a super sprint series, mate. And it's great to see the new AMS driver of Curtis Jackson up there tied 4th with Dylan DeBono, because we know DeBono is a very, very quick driver. If we look a little bit further down, Mark Cochran in P8 on 393 points, David Gallo 363, and in 10th, Jack Groenewald on 350. This sprint series is really keeping the points close and a really tight racing. But we are here tonight at Barber Motorsports Park, mate. This is a little bit of a different track than what we've seen all season so far. I think this is really going to suit our 86ers here tonight.
Yeah, definitely is. There was a bit of a change with all the numbers of cars that entered for this season, so we have gone for the longer circuit. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit different to what they're normally used to with the tight, compact circuit. Within the 20 minutes, hopefully there's not too many cars that have to overtake in the battle at the front, so should be a lot of action side by side. But in saying that as well, we do stick with the 10-minute qualifying solo, so I'm intrigued to see who can actually capitalise on it, considering it is a bit of a tricky track out there.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting to see how all our drivers tackle this. You get thrown from long straight into, you can see the elevation changes on screen right now, how much Barber Motorsports really changes around. So it's going to be interesting to see how people handle the way the 86 is very loose in the rear end, especially coming through those elevation changes. Keep an eye on those times down below. Everybody is out on their outlap now. It is lone qualifying, so we'll try and flick through to a few drivers here and there. But a huge shout out to everybody for joining us this evening. Give yourselves a huge pat on the back, because you guys are absolutely awesome, and we appreciate all the support. Mate, gosh, going off, we're only 4 rounds in. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. I'm trying to just have a look who we got out there. Christensen is out there, so mate, I wish we had the inside dirt before the race of who likes this track and who doesn't, because I'm hoping to see some more battling up the front end, and DeBono starting to move his way up towards that podium championship battle as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really unique. I think normally if you drive an Indy car, you probably have a bit of experience with this track, because it is an American circuit. So the challenge is for tonight, it's going to be a very warm track. So I know practice at one stage it was at 50 degrees Celsius, so it's slowly dropping down, so it makes it a little bit more easier along the way, but it's still a difficult track to try and tackle. And the GR86s are not, like the Indy car, not like the GT3, so they've got a bit of a challenge ahead to try and get a really quick lap time out there.
Yeah, they really do. Not too much power or torque in these cars, but I tell you what, this series has shown how much fun they are, and how much of a following they still have. Such a great entry-level car to get into rear-wheel drive racing, and a great car to get out there and start learning tracks as well. So we've still got a packed field tonight, which is great to see. We're trying to keep an eye on times coming through. Unfortunately, I haven't worked out a very good way to try and keep on top of solo qualifying. But we're just keeping an eye on those times down the bottom as they start rolling through. Christensen already got 1 green and 2 purple, so looking like he wants to get in and set some quick laps fast. Jack Groenewald as well. Groenwald will set the first lap, 137.575. Christensen will shoot back in with a 137.320. See those times start flying in now. 37s flowing through quite nicely. Couple of 9s and 4s through our AMs and rookies. So this season, this series is now split into pros, AMs and rookie drivers. But they are all battling for the same championship. The Bono, there we go.
Right, definitely correct on that with the same championship, because Curtis is in equal P4 at the moment in the championship in the AM, so you are allowed to battle no matter if you're the rookie or AM. You're allowed to battle with the pros. If you're good enough, you're good enough, and that's the best thing about this class.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Get out there, have a good race, have fun, race respectively, and everybody's going to enjoy it. But it's great to see. We've already got Dan Batouche in the AMs up, sitting in provisional P5, and Matty Gerard as well, another AM, sitting in provisional P6, just above John McHenry, but I don't think he's got his tyres warmed up yet, and we'll have to see what the Locked On Lads driver can do. A lot of best sectors coming through. Leakey's up there now, another rookie, 140, or a veteran as we like to call him.
Yeah, there's a couple of veterans out there. I'm still waiting for Steven Sinkovich to put a time out. I see him on track, but he hasn't posted a time yet, so just waiting to see what happens to him tonight as well. Because he did win last week, I believe. He won one around, so...
He did, he won the rookies, or the veterans.
As you see, that was just an off track there, so that lap will not count, unfortunately, so he has to go around again and try and set just a banker lap, really. So sometimes it's better to set a banker lap, because if the other drivers struggle on the hot track, you know, at least you're ahead of those drivers that can't get a time in, so it doesn't matter if you're 1 second or 2 seconds off your personal best.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Daniel Byrne for the Kittens Racing team there. Just jumped up into P7 with a 137.941, so it's looking like a good benchmark right now is in that 137 to like mid 137, so I'm sure the guys trying to hunt down that pole spot here thanks to Racecraft Simulations are going to be pushing. McHenry did do better, but it's not going to move him up that timing tower anymore. Jake Edwards just moved up into P14.
I'm actually intrigued to see what's going to happen here. I've just seen Jamie Christensen have an off track, so this lap will not count, but Jack Groenwald, he's only 0.003 seconds away from pole position, so he's putting a lot of pressure on Jamie, because if Jack's around there, he's still got Doug and Dylan behind as well that can cause an upset, so he's definitely not cemented on pole at the moment.
No, definitely not. Look out, that's 4 1,000ths of a second difference. That is ridiculously close. Doug Gowans as well, not far behind, and Dylan DeBono, his teammate. So really good positioning for the Velocity Sim Labs drivers. If they can hold that there, they'll get a great start into this first heat tonight.
Oh gee, Matty Gerard just got up to P5, but Tim Corn just snuck back past him in P5. So Tim Corn's also pretty quick in qualifying. He has qualified the top 3 the last couple of rounds, so I'm hoping to see him try and sneak his way past my teammates out there. He's a very quick driver, and I just love the battles that these boys had week in, week out. They're pretty quick.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah, they're quick. They are very quick.
I think Matty Gerard and Dan Batouche set the same lap time. There's 1,000th of a second difference, so that's just incredible how tight it is out there on track.
Yeah, it's looking good, mate. The times for these 86, everybody's getting so consistent. The more we watch these drivers come through, the more consistent they get. Sam Katakazunas yet to set a time. Where is he on track right now? Coming back round. Let's jump on board with Sam. And as Jack is saying in the chat, car go zoom. These little 86s do go zoom. And we're going to jump on board with Katakazunas and watch the elevation changes through Barber Motorsport here in our Toyota GR86s. Ooh, just copped a bit of that grass on the inside right tyre there. See him try to correct. This has to be one of the most roller coastery tracks out there, I dare say, wouldn't it be, Sheafy?
Pretty much. Vanport had with the new upgrade is a very roller coaster now compared to what it used to be. It's a fun track out there. So there's a few tracks that can compete with each other, but you know, Willow Springs is another one that's got a bit of a roller coaster feeling. So the American tracks love it, to be honest.
Looks awesome being on board. While we've been on board with Sam Katakazunas, Jamie Christensen has jumped to provisional pole with a 137.320. I know that was the same before. Sorry, Connor Nixon has jumped up into P3 with a 137.338. So now Nixon getting himself up in the battles as well. No, he's very quick in the V8. It's great to see him come across to the 86s. This is the last lap. Very quick qualifying session here tonight thanks to Racecraft Simulations. Huge shout out to John and the team. Christensen may be taking out our Racecraft Simulations pole position and best lap this evening. Keep an eye on those times. That is one lap around Barber Motorsport on board with Sam Katakazunas.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't an improvement. It was a little bit slower than his personal best, so unfortunately, he couldn't improve from P11. But I think there's only 3 other drivers out there that might sneak past the finish line. No, they didn't, unfortunately. So that's it. Jamie Christensen.
Yep, that'll be it, mate. That'll end the Racecraft Simulations qualifying session, and Jamie Christensen will take out our pole position and best lap. I don't mind the 10-minute qualifying sessions, mate. What about you?
Well, it's definitely good. It puts the drivers down under a lot of pressure. They can't rely on any slipstream. They can't rely on following someone else and getting the best ideal line. You're just out there all by yourself, and you know you got 10 minutes to do it. It's very good. You can see a lot of drivers under the pressure. They put in some really good lap times, so it's good to see their skills out there.
Yeah, it's good to see him have to fight that speed themselves without taking use of teammates out there, because we see teammates definitely taking advantage of qualifying sessions. So great to see the lone qualifying for the 86s. As you said, it puts a lot more pressure on the driver, and it makes the pack a little more even across the grid. And speaking of the grid, it is up on our screen, and we can see our drivers getting ready. Jamie Christensen, Jack Ronweld, row 1, Connor Nixon, Doug Gowans, row 2, Dylan DeBono and Tim Korn, row 3, Matty Gerard, Dan Patouche, row 4. David Gallo, John McHenry, row 5, Sam Katakazunas and Jake Edwards on row 6. Basilage and Daniel Byrne, row 7, Metcalf, Turner, row 8, Jackson and Taylor, row 9, Price and Hodgkinson, row 10, Brett Wilkinson, row 11, Johnston and Sinkovich, row 12, Leake and Soper, row 13, Buckland and Winrow, row 14, Kane and Simmons, row 15. Tyson McAvoy is your race director this evening. Cameron Edwards, Mitchell Muller and Mark Cochran and Graham Nucky. So a couple of new names out there. Actually, sorry, Mitchell Muller is part of our race stewards this evening as well. A new steward coming on board and being trained up by Tyson. What a great shot we've got over the back of Barney here. We can make sure he's actually doing his job. It will be a rolling start here for our first heat of our 3-heat race tonight. Mate, what is Barber Motorsports going to give to us tonight, buddy?
It's going to be so unique. It's going to be so challenging because the first lap you're going to be side by side with a couple of cars, and there's just turn 4 is going to be a very massive struggle for these boys. Because it go from top speed to all of a sudden you've got to slow down, slam on the brake, got a slight little left, slight little right, no, slight right, slight left, and then back to the right. So if you're side by side in that section, there might be a little bit of chaos, but hopefully that these boys have a bit of practice during the week and can try and go single file, and yeah, looking forward to it.
It's a big field, isn't it, mate, as we take a quick speed of the drone. That drone is in a super flight quickly through the back of them. And that is a big grid of 86s again here tonight for the SRW League. We are getting ready to go green for our rolling start here for the first time tonight. Hey, mate, you got a poll you want to put up for the viewers here tonight? Oh, we've got one car that's sort of stopped on the grid. It's Jack Gronwald. He's now moving away.
Yeah, thankfully there's a rolling start, so he didn't cause any havoc for anyone behind him, which is a good thing. So they got a little bit of time to catch up. Yeah, for a bit of a poor, I don't know, really.
Well, you can ask a question with only 2 answers, so...
Oh, I need to think about it, because you've already put a couple of good ones out there, so...
No, I'm running out of good ones. That's my problem,
You're
mate.
running out of good ones?
I don't need help. We are getting ready to go.
Oh,
Greg.
maybe put in voting, should we have a special round on dirt or not? For the
A
GR86?
dirt round?
Yeah, dirt round. I think it would be awesome seeing them on dirt.
It could be a lot of fun.
I'm pretty sure you'll be out there, mate. You love the dirt racing.
I do. It is a lot of fun. All right, poll is up as we are getting ready to go racing. Jack says, dirt racing, yeah. And Smudger says, up the Jake Edwards. All right, poll is up and running, guys. Don't forget your votes in. And while you're voting, don't forget to hit that like button if you are enjoying any part of this broadcast this evening, or if you just feel like hitting that like button to help support all the drivers out here on track. We are getting ready to go. Look at that field of 86s tonight. What a sight at Barber Motorsports. This is going to be
so
interesting.
good. It's going to be so good. You've got the 2 Familiar boys out there, in the front 2 rows. Same thing with Velocity in the 2nd and 3rd row and 4th as well. So a bit of team strategy is going to happen tonight. So I'm intrigued to see who's going to be the winner out of the brains.
Yeah, I'd look forwards to see what the Velocity boys can do, mate. Like, DeBoto and Gowans got themselves in some really good spots. I tell you what, Mr. Guns Out Grandpa Gowans is starting to get some time down in these 86s and becoming quite a driver to deal with when it comes to blocking or getting past him. So hopefully they can work together. Tim Court and John McHenry, a few cars apart, but McHenry's a quick driver, so... But we're going to find out right now as the lights are going to go green. Christensen holding the field up right now. And I believe they are away. Barney is waving his flag as we come into turn 1 for the first time. There's already a car off into the field. What has happened there?
I'm not 100% sure what exactly started it, but I definitely know it was a locked on 777 car that got caught in that incident, unfortunately.
That is not a great start for the locked on lads. Hopefully it wasn't a mechanical failure, as we've had a few of those recently in the league, but we will keep an eye on the Velocity Slim Lab drivers that are going to try and keep the Vermilion driver away from his teammate Christensen, while Jack Gronwald and Jamie Christensen battle away at the front. Look at this 4-way train.
It's a really good battle between the 3 cars out there, or more than just 3, but just the 3 drivers with the Velocities and the Familiar, and just making sure they keep it nice and clean. Just to see 2 of the Bono and 3 wheels around the corner. Just Tim Corn in P6, he's definitely biding his time, because he knows that if these drivers ahead make a mistake, he can just capitalise very quickly.
We see that a lot in the 86s, don't we, mate? Guys just sitting behind. And a safety car has been called. So we see it a lot where guys will sit behind a couple of cars or 2-3 cars battling, and they will just bide their time, wait for the 3 battling to make a mistake, and then they absolutely commit to it. So safety car has been called, and we'll be able to find out what's happened there. So it was John McHenry that was off track, and we will get a quick replay to see what's happened.
That is already after the incident. That one.
I'm not sure.
It'll be-
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's on the main straight. Which
Oh.
see, car was,
Yeah.
car was a bit broken, unfortunately.
Yeah, I found it.
There we go. Just
I missed that.
Bit
That
of-
happened so fast.
yeah, just a bit of a love tap, I think, with Callum Hodgkinson. Just a braking markers. I don't think he was expecting McHenry to brake a little bit early. Oh no, that's not. So it must be his teammate.
Yeah,
so
right. So it's not Hodgkinson. So it is the car. Oh, the Shunts car here. What number is that? Can't see the numbers, lads. 97. So that's on the back. That's Jake Edwards as well there. Let's quickly jump on board and... Yeah, so John's braked, and then Jake's been so close behind him, he's just bumped into the back of him, and that just set the chaos just like that.
Yeah, just very unfortunate. You always got to be careful with the car ahead on the first lap. You got to brake a bit more early than what you expect, because you just don't know what the car's further ahead is going to do. So it's just very unfortunate that it just did that. It's only the slightest tap too, so I don't think that was really intentional. But
no, I don't believe it was intentional, mate. You could just see McHenry got on the brakes, and everybody's so close to each other, it's not going to take much for someone to bump the back of them, so...
I do got to say, Jack is the biggest winner so far. He's getting in front of Jamie Christensen. I know it's going to be a massive task to maintain ahead of him, but if he's got the car set up and he drives perfect, I believe he can take the win away from Jamie, so... He's got a really good driving skill, and I'm hoping to see I'm hoping to see him knock off Jamie, you know, get a new winner in the league. Jamie's had 5 wins in the last fortnight, so it'd be good to see someone battling out for P1, as you see Dougie, Connor and Dylan behind as well. They'll definitely want to try and get ahead of Jamie Christensen once the restart happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We never enjoy seeing incidents happen on the first lap, but we've got really big fields this season. A lot of drivers, you know, learning and getting used to racing in such massive fields, because, you know, in the 86 in our official races, I think I've been lucky to see 15 cars in an official race in the 86s. So going from that to we got 33 on track, that is a big field for people to get used to racing around other drivers. So be interesting to see what that was called in as. I feel like it is maybe, and don't quote me on this, it's probably going to be a racing incident. So we'll find out when the race control get through with that incident.
But there's a couple of big winners as well from the first lap, with Graham Nucky up 15 positions, so he's now P20, and Mark Cochran up 13 positions in P21. So there's a couple of drivers that got the benefit from that, but unfortunately the likes of Gerard, Daniel Byrne, Baslack and McHenry, they lost 15 plus positions each. So very unfortunate first race for them, but hopefully that they can recover very well in, well, for the rest of the heat number 1, but definitely heat number 2.
Yeah, well, we've got to keep in mind there is 3 heats tonight, so hopefully they start settling down, get it out of their system in heat 1 and get settled into the track, and see what they can do. Hopefully a lot more clean racing. It's interesting to see heat 1 in the 86s cause the chaos, because it's usually a very quiet heat 1. Ooh, excuse me. And then with that reverse top 10, it sort of picks up a little more during the second heat. So
yeah, like I said, it just took one small little slight mistake to make that. So yeah, unfortunate that happened, but I definitely know that once that safety car goes in, all these drivers are going to be very eager to drive nice and clean, and yeah, get cracking with it.
As you can probably hear me having a drink of my water. Stay hydrated, people. It's coming into summer, and it looks like it's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, definitely got to be a warm summer, so make sure you slip, slop, slap, put your hat on, put your shirt on, sunscreens on, sunnies, and yeah, stay hydrated and stay in the shade as much as possible.
Yep, definitely. Okay, I believe the safety car is away and already in the pits, and they're already gone. Jack Gronwell didn't hold out at all. He had left as soon as possible. Got the race going instantly.
He did a really good, smart job there. He definitely caught everyone off guard and trying to make a gap with the cars behind as well. But Jamie Christensen, just a very skillful driver, and just managed to stick to the back of him. But the good thing about it, he's got a little bit of leeway room behind him, so if they do battle, they shouldn't lose too much time.
It's unfortunate. John McHenry has ended up back at the pack. Not a great place to be for him, and we know he's such a consistent driver. So we'll see what he can do. We've seen him race from the back to the front, so we'll be keeping an eye on that as well as all the battles going on tonight. So here's Katakasunis and Bartush racing off together.
See just Sam just back out a little bit. He knows it's very dangerous coming into this side-by-side. He did the right thing to stay behind down Bartush, and you know, it's only 8 minutes in the race. He knows that if he keeps it nice and clean, he finished top 10, gets some good points, inverted top 10 start, so he put him up the front. So he knows just maintaining top 10 position is very crucial in the first race.
Sure is. As we drop back through the field, even more battles going up and down the field. Greggy Leake trying to hold off Steven Sinkovich and Matthew Feely-Taylor. While we see just in front of him, Peter Wilkinson, another locked-on lads driver. And Leakey managed to sneak through there and just keep moving. Now Matthew Feely-Taylor getting a move around Wilkinson as well.
It was a very good move from Leakey. He actually went straight in and side by side and didn't back out and kept it nice and clean. So it was a really good move from him. Good to see him go up in position. See Matthew.
No, Nixon.
Nixon's in the wall.
Wonder what's happened there. That's not a good start. The boys are still battling away up front. Tim Corn now has caught the back of, oh, that was good. Tim Corn has caught the back of Dylan DeBono. Sometimes it's hard to tell if these cars are going fast or what's actually happening.
It's a bit like watching them in slow-mo sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, has a safety car been called? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's so hard to know when the safety car's out, but I don't think the safety car has been called. I believe Connor Nixon's still out there on track.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, mate. They're still pushing through as we jump on the back of the Vermilion Motorsports car of Jamie Christensen. We're going to keep an eye on Jack Gronewald.
Oh.
Look at the way they move through the elevation and over the corners. This is going to be a tight-knit race. Look at that timing table, mate. Just reds everywhere as DeBono up the inside. What a move on Gronewald to get himself back into P2.
Yeah, DeBono knew that he had to try and get in front of Jack ASAP to maintain some pace behind Jamie, because if he gets stuck behind and battle with Jack, unfortunately they lose too much time and Jamie will just go on to Sunday drive all by himself. So it's good, quick move from Dylan, and now he put a lot of pressure on Jamie. So, yeah, unfortunately, Jamie's got pressure with the boys behind. He's definitely not going to run away with it.
No, and they're pushing him already. So, this is an interesting thing to see. So much pressure as DeBono down the inside of Christensen will get that move done. It looks like Gronewald wants to have a sniff as well. Maybe this is one of those tracks where Christensen just isn't as comfortable at as what we've seen through the last 4 rounds. Oh, Gronewald going to have to get out of that a little bit. Christensen did have the right of the way to the inside turn of that corner. And we've got Tim Corn and Mr. Grandpa Gowans as well, tracking down the back of them. This is a great battle here for our P5 and upwards.
It's a really good battle out there, and just they're so close. Like you see the time tower, it only goes up to P9 where all the yellows and orange are. So very close, you know, driving between all the boys out there, and hopefully we could see the battle continue on throughout the night. See Matty Gerard in P20 with the Mav driver ahead of him, and also Mark Cochran as well. So he's got a massive task to try and regain the positions after the first lap incident that unfortunately he got caught up in. So he's definitely got a bit of pace, but he's got to make sure he does the right thing and go past nice and cleanly.
Oh, as we move back to the front, and Tim Corn has slotted himself in between Jack Groenewald there. So Groenewald is falling back through the field right now, and that's given Tim Corn a great spot to take a podium position, but I'm sure Groenewald isn't want to give that away too easy. As you were saying, all that battling, mate, that Groenewald's been doing with them is just allowing easy options for cars to get through as Corn tries to go another one. Just catches the inside of that curb and unsettles his car. Will fall down into P8.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate because I remember practice on Monday night, that corner I was side by side with Sam Kazunas, and I did the exact same thing as him. It just, with the elevation, the car can just lift off and around you go, and he did a really good job to keep the car on four wheels and facing the right way, but unfortunately lost 5 positions because of it.
It's tough, mate. It's tough when you're out there racing in such close pack racing. As we move back towards the back of the pack now, we have a massive pack here. This is a battle pack from P18 right down to P25. A lot of cars involved trying to filter their way through. And just up in front of them, we've got Peter Wilkinson, Greg Leake, and Matthew Feely Taylor. Sorry, Curtis Jackson. Peter Wilkinson battling it away, and Leakey just starting to pull away from them as well. Leakey, what a phenomenal drive. Up 10 spots off qualifying, up into P15. Lots of points on offer for him if he can lock in that position tonight.
The old fella definitely showing a class race out there. He's just overtaking cars nice and cleanly and just putting in best lap after best lap. So it's good to see that he's having a lot of fun out there, the old fella. But he's definitely got a fair bit of pressure behind him, because Kurt Jackson is P4 overall in the championship at the moment, so he knows he's got a very fast driver behind him. As we see Jack battling out with Doug, and Doug gone for the inside move, but I believe Jack had too much speed on the outside and just drove past him with ease. Yes, and Dan Batouche is in P5 as well, so he's done a really good job.
Yeah, Batouche.
He's a surprise package, Dan Batouche, because sometimes you think that he's slow, but he can put out some stellar results, and he's actually quicker than what you think. So even though he's classed as an M driver, he can compete with the pros on his good days. Just loving that camo angle there with all the cars going around the S's. So good. Nice and beautiful. Loads of colours.
Yeah, I do like the colour schemes across the 86. Sorry, I went a bit quiet there. I applied for a techie job today, and they just started ringing me, and they're spamming me saying, "Can you call us back as soon as possible?" So I'm like tapping away at my fingers going, "Can I mute myself and ring them?" But I don't know how long the phone call's going to be. But we will stay on with this battle. They can wait, because the racing needs to be broadcasted to all you wonderful people out there. Dylan De Bono just gone through with the fastest lap of the race, the 136.89. So first guy to get into the sixes, and has done it during our race session, as we've got Hodgkinson, Metcalf and Turner here. Big battles everywhere. Curtis Jackson trying to make a move on Johnston. This is non-stop, mate. The 86ers just throw it in every week. They know how to battle it out, as Hodgkinson down the inside of Metcalf. What a great move there from the crisscross driver.
Yeah, they're going to be very wary there, Cody Metcalf and the boys around, because that is a top 10 position, and if they do make a mistake, they will easily fall out, because Lockie Brett's right behind, waiting to pounce on one of their mistakes. So it's a really good battle for the top 10 right now. I'm intrigued to see what Lockie Brett can do on Cody Metcalf.
Speaking of Lockie Brett, we're on board with the Warren & Brown Tools cockpit cam. We can see Lockie Brett sitting in his lounge room, and this is what sim racing is all about, being able to stay at home and get out there and have a bunch of fun as well. He looks like he's having a blast, one of the young guns in the league, so sim racing is for all ages. We have our veterans and of course all our young guns out there. Lockie Brett's got a pretty good concentration face as well, I can see, so good on him from getting out there and having a race with us tonight.
Good to see that happen. He's doing a lot of battles out there with Ryan Price and P24. He's also battling out as well with the boys around him, so he's trying to do his best to try and get ahead of Peter Wilkinson. He's just slightly ahead of him in the locked-on lad, and he's got a really good exit there, but unfortunately just went a little bit too hard to hit the grass.
He's not going to get a slow down, I don't think. I think he's going to be able to hold that through.
He's a very lucky man not to get a slow down.
Oh, Edwards going for more. Wants more positions.
Yeah, he was definitely going for a bit of a Tokyo drift style there around turn 2. But good move, kept it nice and clean and made sure he didn't make any contact. So Jake Everett up another position, up to P15 now. Just also have Mark Cochran as well behind as well, so he's definitely looking like he wants to make a move. And also Leakey and Matty Gerard as well in the pack as well, so they're very close. It just takes one small mistake and you've lost 5 or 6 positions, so there's a lot on the platter at the moment for all these drivers in the last 2 minutes.
That's a great turnout, great display of racecraft here this evening. This is a solid battle pack here in the mid-pack. So these guys are battling it out for P15 right now, and you'd think they were racing for P1. And that's the great thing about this series.
It's a very good thing, but in saying that though, they are technically driving racing for P number 1, because Greg Leake and Graham Nucky, who's in that pack, they're both rookie class drivers, so they are trying to battle out for P1 overall as well. So it's good to see that they are mixing up with the bigger boys as well ahead of him.
Yeah, it's good to see. As we talk about the bigger boys ahead of him, Mr. Grandpa Gowans now starting to give it to Jack Groenwald up the inside, keeping it really clean. Loses the rear end though. He is going to lose that speed he had on Groenwald. That was looking like a fantastic overtake if he just could get that stuck through that corner. But it does show how loose the rear ends of these 86s really can get.
Yeah, definitely true there. I think he just went a little bit too hot trying to go for a move. I don't believe that you can really overtake on the inside there, because it's a bit of a bank in, and you'd be very surprised how much extra speed you can get on the outside. So I think that's something that Doug needs to try and understand, that you'd rather be on the outside than the inside. So Jack's doing a really good job. He knows he can maintain the outside move and stay ahead of Dougie Gowans. As we see, Sam Katakazunas, he's creeping up closer to Doug Gowans. He knows that if you see Doug go for another leap, if there's one more lap to go, the 20-minute mark, it'll be interesting to see what he does here as well.
Oh, this will be our checkered flag for Heat 1 here tonight. And Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Lab will take out P1. Jamie Christensen for Vermilion Motorsports will take out P2. And Jack Groenwald for Passion Sim Racing will take out P3. Huge congratulations to, of course, Dougie Grandpa Go and Sam Katakazunas, Tim Korn, Dan Batouche, Callan Hodgkinson, Mark Turner, and Cody Metcalf for your top 10 here in our first heat tonight. So reverse top 10, mate. So Metcalf is going to be in pole position. Mark Turner is going to be next to him. Hodgkinson and Batouche behind them. Korn and Katakazunas behind them. Gowans, Groenwald, Christensen, and DeBono to start on row 5. So, cracking race.
Mate, that row number 5 with DeBono and Christensen, the battles that those two been, having week in, week out, is going to be very spicy, because Dylan's got the up at the moment. He's got the first victory of the night, but I know Jamie Christensen, he wants to make amends. He did start on pole position and didn't win that race, so he wants to make sure that he can try and capitalise on heat number 2.
Yeah, 100%. It's just not like seeing Christensen not on that pole. Seems what did he win? He's won like 4, 5. Was it 5?
He won 5 in a row in the last 2 weeks.
Yep, so we know he's quick in the 86s, but I must say though, it looks like this is not one of his favourite tracks, just going off what I can see, or he's too busy getting caught up in all these battles, and he can't get away and do his normal Sunday drive, so it's, yeah, going to be interesting, mate. to see what happens. But we've got two of the quickest drivers we know in the 86s, starting from row 5. And we are going into Heat 2 tonight for Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals, thanks to Shannons Insurance. And keep an eye out, guys, on channel 31 as well, as we are looking at pushing forwards and, of course, getting all our series out onto actual Australian TV. So Jake Edwards pops in and says, sorry for the killage, turn 1, RIP. Mate, don't have to be sorry to us. We're just here to broadcast it. It looked good on our end. Grid is up and ready to go. That reverse top 10. As we can see, Metcalf and Turner are on row 1. Hodgkinson, Batouche, row 2. Korn and Katakazunas, row 3. Gowans, Groenwald, row 4. Christensen and De Bono on row 5. So that is your reverse top 10 shootout. We are getting into our rolling reverse top 10 shootout. Dear oh dear. Reverse top 10 moving down the field. The drivers will be in the grid in their respective finishing spots. So David Gallo and Taylor, then Brett, Jackson, Edwards, Basilage, Cochran, Edwards. There's two Edwards. How dare there? Battle of the Edwardses tonight. Leak, Nucky, Gerard, Byrne, Wilkinson, Simmons, Johnston, Soper, Price, Sinkovich, Buckland, Winrow, McHenry and Nixon. Two names we just don't expect to be at the back, but we did see Nixon's car off the side of the track throughout that race, so I think he did actually have to retire. And I don't see him on the grid. He actually hasn't managed to get out onto the grid. So possibly some mechanical issues there.
Yeah, very unfortunate because he was really quick last week as well, fighting for a podium position as well. And he was up there as well in the top 5 until that incident. So hopefully he is able to come back out in the future race. But as you see, the whole grid, 30 odd car, 31 shall I say, out there rolling behind safety car, just warming up their tyres, getting ready for the rolling start. I do got to say it's very unique to see a rolling start for GR86s. Normally I'm used to the officials, oh not very official, but just trying to learn how to stand in these cars. It's just a nightmare.
Well, they just bog down. They don't have the torque to get up and go. I was going to say officials run rolling starts, though. I was like, what do you mean?
What I meant to say was last season. Last season we had standing starts.
Yeah, the standing starts, yeah. I was going to say, you and I have done 86s together. It's not that unique, but it is unique here on SRW for the league to run the rolling starts. I actually think it's done a great job getting the starts off the line for the 86s and just getting straight into the racing. I definitely think it was a great choice.
Yeah, no, only if you still can't tell whether they are going flat out or not.
Yeah. One of those cars where even when they're moving flat out, they don't look like they're going anywhere. But you know what? They say that if the racing looks smooth and slow, it's not. So we are going to have a great race here for Heat 2. Yeah, Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard. In the comms box next to me is Tyler Sheaf as we are green racing for our second time here tonight at Barber Motorsports Park.
The Purdy Metcalf got the lead, a very good jump on the rest of the boys, so he's done a really good job. I see for million. Is that?
That was Groenwald. That was Groenwald, mate. Yeah, there was a bit of bumping and shoving as we keep moving through the back of the field. I think a few cars did go off track there. It's hard to keep an eye on it all. Oh, Jamie Christensen's sim crashed.
Oh, no.
So Christensen might be out. I think he should be able to get back into the session. A lot of racing, though, going on. So much happening in the first lap. Batouche in a really good spot here, coming down through with De Bono already hot on his tail. De Bono's already up 3 spots. So
yeah, Jack Greenwald ahead of him with up 4 spots himself as well, so he's done a really good job to get away from the quicker boys and try and work on the slower ones ahead of him. As you see, he's just trying to make a move on Callum Hodgkinson already further up the pack, but Dylan De Bruno, he knows that he's got to try and get past Dan because there's a couple of quick boys ahead like Jack. He can get away. If he gets in front of the rest of the crew, he's got a long way to catch up.
Yeah, he does. I think De Bono's that, like, I suppose, sucks for Jamie's sim crashing, having some mechanical issues there. But it's given De Bono that free bit of air that he doesn't have to worry about Christensen being next to him now and trying to fight his way through with him. So we'll drop back a little bit further under Sam Katakazunas, down 3 spots. So he sort of got wound up in those first couple of corners and sitting quite comfortably though. You can see this train now. This reverse top 10 pulls out some of the biggest trains we see in the 86s.
Now, if you see the interval, it's like just all orange and yellow everywhere. There's like only 3 cars that are in the right numbers, so there's plenty of drivers just in the draft to try and, you know, battle out side by side as much as possible. We see, unfortunately, Dan Petrucci lost 2 positions, so I'm not 100% sure how he lost it, but that allowed the 2 Velocity boys to try and work onto the car ahead of Tim Korn. But Cody Metcalf doing a really good job in the pink and cyan car. Setting up with some really good pace at the moment as well. So he's making a half a mark and Jack to try and make a move on him. So he's doing a really good job setting up the pace.
Oh, it's looking phenomenal, mate. These guys are racing so clean and just keeping so close on top of each other. It's what we come here to see with the 86s. They may not sound or look very exhilarating, but I tell you what, oh, we see Katakazunas getting a move done on Bartouche, and it looks like Curtis Jackson's got his way through as well. David Gallo of the Kittens Racing is trying to get through as well, so Bartouche there just losing out on 2 spots.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate there. It's so hard when you've got such good skilled drivers around you. They can just, if you make a slight mistake, they just capitalise. You see the Kitten Racing car just getting into P10, which he will be a very happy man because he's moving up the grid. But one driver I can see moving up the grid a lot is John McHenry in P19, already up Travis Bodge, and we know that he unfortunately got caught in the first lap incident, but he's trying his quickest to get ahead of the cars in front of him. But Leakey, he's given him a bit of a challenge. But in saying that though, I think Leakey's just going to try and slot in right behind him.
Just pulled to the
We'll go,
side.
no, he's on the inside, he's gone for the move. And he made the move too. That's actually really impressive there. The Leakey managed to make an overtake on the inside there. Normally the outside they get the better run, so I think John McHenry's not 100% confident in that corner, but he did get a really good extra speed and got back in front.
Oh, that was a close cut in there before that turn in on that corner. What timing was that on that move? One second, I can say goodnight to my daughter.
All good. No, just to see John McHenry just going up to P18. He's got Mark Turner still in P2 with Jack putting a lot of pressure behind him. You got to make sure that we cannot battle too much between second and third because you got all the boys behind. You see just Dylan De Bruno making a move going up to P5, but if these 2 fight too much, they make a mistake, the cars behind is going to gobble them up, and that will also allow Cody Metcalf a bit more time of freedom as well up ahead. He's slowly getting away from the pack, so if he gets past 1 second, he will lose the draft behind him, and considering what Dylan De Bruno did last race, he might be able to do the same.
All right, and I'm back, and we'll jump back through the back of the pack down into P16 and P15. We've got Daniel Burns from the Kittens Racing, and as well as Cameron Edwards for Sended Sim Sports battling away, but the Maverick Sim Blacks cars seem to be holding them up a little bit. Looking like Cam and Byrne have a bit more pace right now, starting to really push the back of these Maverick Sim Sports cars.
No, they're doing a really good job. Well, they're trying to keep up with the car ahead, but they're doing the right thing, battling side by side, going past each other. They know that if they can try and work as a team, they can catch up to the cars ahead and put the pressure on them instead of each other. So even though they're not the same team, it's always good to work as a team, even though they're different drivers, and you'll be able to catch up to the packs ahead of you. So that is what they have to do at the moment. Stop battling with each other and try and make the cars ahead of them. Make a mistake, as you see Cam Everett just a little bit too much on the inside, which allowed Daniel Byrne to go on the outside. Coming into the second last corner now, he's just gone out wide, gone for a crisscross move, coming into the inside, but got into Cam Everett on the engine.
Great move by Byrne then, just didn't have the speed to carry him through it, but you could see what he was trying to get to. And I think if he'd been a little bit closer, mate, he would have snaggled that up.
I reckon any other car you would have been able to snuggle that one up. As you see, Cam Everett just gone for a little bit of a drift coming out of turn one, but still he managed to get himself ahead of Lockie Brett there. So that's a very impressive move there. A little bit of drift in and gain the position. And same thing as Daniel Byrne as well, following behind Cam Everett. So those two have done a really good job to get ahead of that Mavs locked on car, and they can work on to the next one to see Cody Metcalf. Unfortunately lost P1, so yeah. I'm not 100% sure if he made a mistake or not, but Mark Turner and Jack is now leading the pack with Dylan DeBono still in P4, but it's got to be really careful here because it's a top 5 invert.
Get a quick replay, mate, and see what's happened. Here's Mark Turner out in the lead. No, sorry, Mark there overtakes Cody, so they all took a really fast line down that inside left. And Cody was stuck, hung out dry, so I don't think he really made a mistake, just didn't attack that line as well as he wanted to.
Yeah, it's a very similar move to what Daniel Byrne tried to do, but unfortunately he didn't have the pace, so that is what happens when you have a really good exit. You'll be able to get side by side and make the move. So the battle for P1 is still on. There's
big move from DeBono. Not sure what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to adjust his line to maybe block off Hodgkinson, but no, it wasn't going to happen. So this is on for young and old now. Jack Groenewald leading the way. Mate, it feels like this race has already been going for 20 minutes. We're only 8 minutes in.
No, it's a very action-packed heat number 2, so everyone that is watching, they definitely know that they got to show nice clean racing, side-by-side action. As you see, Cody Metcalf got a lot of pressure, Callum right behind him, and Callum's gone for the inside move and made it nice and clean. So unfortunately Cody didn't have the pace coming into that corner, and that allowed Callum to gain a podium position. But now got to be really careful because Dylan DeBono is in P5 and he can still capitalise on any of their mistakes. So they got to try and work as a team here to keep the faster guy behind, shall I say.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hard one to do. Metcalf's done a great job, but you can definitely see the pace and the experience of the pro drivers starting to shine through over the AMs. They're definitely just making it look a lot easier to get around this track. So we'll see what happens here as we come down into this corner. DeBono is in a pretty good spot. You can see he's riding right on the back of that bumper of Metcalf. He's just going to sit in there. There's still plenty of time while Groenewald and Turner are still battling it out for P1 and 2. This is where being patient could become key.
Yeah, definitely correct on that one. There's 10 minutes to go to see Jake Everett all over on the back of Jaden Basilak for P8. And Sam Katakazuna's right ahead as well. So unfortunately, Jake, all he can do is sit behind at the moment because the draft is going to be working for the car ahead as well because Sam Katakazunas. Oh no, is that Mark Turner? That's Mark Turner that they're just overtaking there. So there's contact for between P1 and P2 by it looks, which is very unfortunate for Mark Turner. Unfortunately lost a lot of positions in turn 2.
And is looking like he could lose another one to Batouche now as well. That's knocked Mark Turner out of the top 10. Definitely not what we're going to want to see. DeBono now side by side with Metcalf. Coming down into the corner. Oh, that was close racing.
Yeah, I think that that camera angle made it a bit more close than what we wanted. I think.
Didn't know what. So,
It's good just that the two boys kept that nice and clean. As you see, Tim Courtney's trying to regain a few positions. He's down 10 at the moment, but he's still doing a good job to try and cut down a couple more cars ahead of him.
But
But
if
he's got
we-
his teammate John McHenry right ahead as well. He's up 17 positions, and Lockie Brett currently in P13, and he's trying to fight all he can to keep the two locked on lads behind him.
it's going to be a tricky thing to do. We can see the pace McHenry's got. He started really reeling in those positions, up 17 spots already. So, as I said, his average finish over this series is P9, and he has got himself up into P3 in the championship standings. So, I'm sure he's going to want to get himself up into that top 10 for this race and the next race as well. Oh no, there's a car off in the wall there.
Yeah, car number 97, I believe, or Jake Edwards, that was off. And he's back on track now. So unfortunately lost a fair bit of positions from that, but you can see Dougie currently in P20 trying to battle out at the back of the pack. I did see him go into the pit, so he might have copped some substantial damage for him to go into the pitch, or maybe forgot to put his fuel into the car, so that is why he's down 13 positions currently.
Yeah, not good to see. Basilage just made a move. Sorry, that was Lockie Brett just made a move there. Oh, I can't tell the Maverick sim cars apart. They all look the same.
Yeah, you just want to hope that you read them correct. Baslak is ahead of Curtis
Yeah.
Jackson, so Curtis Jackson is ahead of Sam Katakazunis, who's in the middle of the pack, with David Gallo and Dan Patus as well. So I definitely know that Curtis Jackson is P4 currently in the championship. He's got a lot of pace. He'll be the one doing all the anchor work to keep his teammate ahead. So he knows he's got to do the right thing, try to keep Sam behind, because it is an invert top 5, so currently it's provisional pole position for the feature race.
Yeah, that's right, with that reverse top 5 coming in for the feature race. So maybe there's a bit of a strategic play being in hand here with the Maverick boys sitting where they are. So we're going to see what happens. But Sam Katakazunis right on the back of Curtis Jackson, and David Gallo for the Kittens racing team as well, not far off the back. So I tell you what, this heat number 2 has been non-stop battles, and I haven't seen the timing table really shake itself out so far. They have just been non-stop on top of each other. As we talk about that, Groenwald and De Bono.
It's a very good battle between the two of them. Jack is maintaining ahead of Dylan De Bono. Dylan De Bono knows that he's got 6 minutes to go. He's already P1 in the first race, currently P2. He knows that all he has to do is just let Jack make the mistake. Don't do the silly mistake. You're already in the top 3 at the moment. Just put the pressure on Jack, let him make the mistake to try and grab P1. Last thing you want to do is ruin your night and someone else's night at the same time, because Callum Hodgkinson is not too far away either, so any mistakes and Callum can capitalise on it.
Yeah, 100%, mate. He's not too far off the pack. And as we see Jack and De Bono start battling more, it's going to bring Hodgkinson right in on this. We can already see it starting to happen on the timing table. Let's already bring him in, and look at that, the Snake Train battle pack in the back there for P4. What a absolute phenomenal race we're having. Well, not we're having, but the drivers out here tonight are having.
We're out there on track, mate. We're just watching on the sidelines. So
Yeah, I'm out there. I'd love to be out there. The 86s are a bunch of fun. A lot to... As much as they are... Oh, is De Bono trying to push the car down the inside. Will get the car in there. Great space shown by both drivers. What a move. But Groenwald has got a very decent run out of this corner, as they are going to race side by side. Groenwald's going to tuck in through the S's here.
yeah, very similar move between McHenry and Leakey. You know, we just saw McHenry. We thought McHenry was going to fall back on the outside, but by the end of that straight, he had the top speed and snuck back ahead, and Jack Ronwell did the same thing. He was on the outside and ended up with the top speed at the final straight there, so he's done a really good job to defend P1 with a lot of pressure of Dylan De Bono.
He has done a great job, and as I said before, mate, Hodgkinson now, because these two are battling, are right up into this battle for the podium positions. Keep an eye on these guys as we head into the final 4 minutes of Heat 2 here this evening for our Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. If you have found yourself enjoying this broadcast tonight, let us know by hitting that like button. Look at De Bono starting to really show his pace. Gronewald.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gronewald would have a new bumper sticker on his car with how close Dylan De Bono is all over him. It might be a little bit right at the back, but he's doing a really good job just defending, keeping it nice and clean. Unfortunately, Dylan just trying to make Jack make a mistake, but it's just not happening. Jack is doing a really good job keeping it nice and clean. I think he has learned from heat number 1, and it's a lot confident as well, because if you can keep Dylan De Bono behind, you can keep anyone behind.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And Jack is a new driver to the SRW League, and I tell you what, he's come out guns blazing, and it's great to see another driver up there battling for the front runners. So we are probably going to stick with these guys unless I see something happening in the background, like David Gallo and Sam Katakazunas side by side through the corners. Well, Gallo might have got a good run there, but it looks like Katakazunas just held that speed through a lot better. Now Bartouche is starting to have a look at Gallo.
The funny fact is that the 3 cars up ahead battling out, they've actually lost 1.5 seconds to Jaden Baslak and counting, so they're losing a lot of time.
De Bono's made a mistake.
Callum now pinched P2, and Dylan De Bono now got a lot of pressure behind him because the Mavdon drivers are just going to overtake him now on the front straight. So
De Bono made a huge mistake there, mate. I caught the rear end of it. Just got himself off track, pushing it probably a little bit too hard. But now he does. He's got the Maverick Sim Sports cars going to hunt the back of him. Now he's got to worry about them and keeping that P3 position safe. But look what's also happened. The rest of the field is starting to catch up. This is the field back to P10, all battling it out now for these podium spots in the final 2 minutes of this race.
Yeah, and the snake is definitely getting bigger and bigger each lap. Another car jumps on board either from the front or the back, so I wouldn't be surprised if all 10 cars in the top 10 are battling out for the lead on the final lap.
Oh, there was a bit of a punt there.
Oh no.
Gallo's been punted down through there. Mark did pull his car up as well to say, sorry mate, I'll let you keep that position. So definitely a bit of a racing incident. Unfortunate for both those two drivers. That is going to knock them right off the back of this front battle pack. So, oh no, Peter Wilkinson with the Locked On Lad team is around. Not a great spot. He was up towards that top 15. Jack Gronewald now. Oh, we've got some lapped cars. Maverick Sim Sports car there. Just getting lapped. So this will be interesting to see how these cars deal with this lap traffic on the our final lap here. This is white flag.
Yeah, I think two boys are doing the right thing, staying out the way because there's just too many cars in the battle pack for the lead. So just making sure that they do not cause any havoc because we see, oh no, not again.
Final corner havoc. Final lap havoc. Keep in mind, guys, you got to make sure it is safe to rejoin. We didn't exactly see what happened there. There was a couple of cars involved. But good for Matty Gerard and Ryan Price, who we haven't seen much of tonight. They're both up some solid spots. Ryan Price, a rookie driver, up 15 positions, up into P12. And Matty Gerard for the Velocity Sim Labs up into P13, up 8 spots. So great turnout. But Hodgkinson now getting hassled by De Bono. De Bono's got that time caught back up. he's managed to
look,
break away.
Jack Reynolds did a really good job keeping it nice and clean, and he's got the 2-second advantage. But you see, P2 is still a 5-car battle for the podium, so see Jaden Baslak managed to capitalise on the move as well and gain himself up into P3. So Dylan's just got to watch out, try not to get too much grass onto that corner. But unfortunately, Callum got a lot on his hand because he's trying to keep the Mavs guys behind him, but also trying to gain the position again. So they come around the last corner. Jack had taken a win, Dylan DeBono in second, with Jaden Baslak in third, with Callum squeezing in P4 and Curtis Jackson P5. So what a battle for the top 6 positions.
Yeah, it was a great battle for that final. Oh, mate, the last few laps with the top 10 was absolutely phenomenal. What a great showing here at Barber Motorsports Park for our Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. Again, the 86 is really showing us tonight what an exciting race can be had in these lower class cars, mate. I love them. They're starting to turn out to be some of my favourites. Like I've got to say, like I love the V8 Supercars AM series, but man, these 86s.
Yeah, these 86s are so good. I mean, yeah, it's an open setup, but you can't change too much on the car. You can't change gearing. There's a few other things you can't touch as well, and it's just minimal changes just to make the car a little bit better. So the best thing about it, because you can't have such a setup advantage, it brings everyone into the pack, and it just makes it some very exciting racing as we've seen tonight.
Such a great showing here tonight. Barber Motorsports. Barber Motorsports? Yeah, Barber Motorsports. Let's go. Dear, oh dear. I'm really excited to, you can probably all hear it in my voice tonight. I do love the 86s. Commentating with Sheaf is great. Sorry if anybody listened to the F3 last night. I was a bit flat. A few things going on in my personal life, but Cowie carried the show. If you have not watched the Formula 3 yet, please go back and check it out. Those guys out in the F3, if you think the 86s know how to battle, oh my gosh, go check out the drivers in the F3, because that was non-stop. All 30 plus cars was just battles all night. It was a great showing. So don't forget, we do other series, not just the 86s. We've got V8 Supercars on Tuesday and Sunday nights. Of course, the F3 on Wednesday nights. Our 86s tonight, Thursday, that's the one. Friday night, which is tomorrow, we have our IMSA Shadow Series, where we have the GTPs racing and the GT3s at the same time. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell to get notified every time we go live racing. And if you're interested in anything that our sponsors might be able to help you out with, we do have a few that have affiliation discounts. So all those are linked in the description below. All right, the results are locked in. We have a 10-minute break. We'll quickly check over the official results with Jack Groenwald for Passion Sim Racing, and Mr. Jack out there is shouting out, "Go Jack!" So good to see, mate, getting behind fellow Jacks. Dylan DeBono Velocity Sim Lab actually drove extremely well to be dropped back into 5th spot after a small mistake on that second to last lap to get himself back up into P2. Jaden Bassilage is Maverick Sim Sports in P3, so he'll be stoked about that. Callan Hodgkinson did extremely well to try and hold that field off. Does lock himself in a 4th place finish, so well done to Callan. Curtis Jackson up in 5th. Sam Katakazunas, a really good showing here this evening, up in 6th. That's more of the position he would be looking for tonight. Daniel Byrne for the Kittens Racing, and David Gallo, 7th and 8th. Mark Turner in 9th, and John McHenry up into 10th. So he would have raced up
21 positions.
There you go, 21 positions. That is what we're talking about, what John McHenry can do. He can get caught up in something in the start, but still manage to race 21 positions. But huge congratulations to Jack for taking out Heat 2. We will be moving on into our feature race. Do we have anyone in the green room? We do not. if anybody's watching and can tell Jack to say, hey, come on into the green room and have a chat with us. DeBono, we'll chat to you always, mate. Jaden Bassilage, love to have a chat with you. Anyone who is racing while we've got some time, come and have a chat with us. We always like talking to our drivers out here on track. I'm going to have to go get a lozenge.
No, you're pretty good, mate.
I was going to say, do I have time to ring this job back? Oh, man. Gonna have to
Yeah,
wait.
it was a very, very hectic second race there, but obviously good to see a few upsets as well. You know, Daniel Byrne up 15 positions in the top 10. You know, Jaden Baslak up 13 positions into the final podium place. So a lot of drivers out there gaining a few positions from the starting spot, but unfortunately there was a couple that got caught in a few mishaps, like poor Christensen unfortunately had mechanical dramas, so he could not make it back out there. I don't know if he can make it out for the future. Hopefully he can, but we'll have to wait and find out. As we see Matt Christensen, he said Jamie 33rd to question mark. Ooh, so he's facing the feature. That's good to see.
Oh, so Jamie did get everything back up and running again and has managed to get back in for the feature. Yeah, so, well, the record right now is 21 tonight, mate. So he's going to have to put on a good show to try and beat that one. But we do know the pace of Jamie Christensen. So let's see what happens here tonight in the feature race. We've got 5 minutes of this practice session left to go.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen, but I believe the record at the moment for the season is up 29 positions in one race, and that was Cam Hardwick earlier this season. So for Jamie Christensen to do that, he had to finish onto the podium, so that would be an incredible feat if he does that.
Good stats, mate. Gosh, you're good at remembering stats.
I sometimes remember it not for good reasons, but
Sometimes I remember things, sometimes I don't. It turns out it's one of those nights, is it, Sheaf? You've been on point with the stats for our drivers for the 86 series tonight.
no, nothing worse than making a mistake. It was just that, but it's something I really enjoy. You know, I love sports, and I've got a few facts out there that a lot of people don't remember, so it's good on trivia nights. You need it. You get some bonus candy if you get them correct.
Oh, bonus candy for trivia night. Speaking of candy, guys, if you want some sweet candy, head over to temptingsweets.com.au and use code SRW10 at checkout to get 10% off your next order. What a segue that was.
Yeah, I think that was perfectly planned. I was hoping that you caught on to that too.
Oh, you did it on purpose? Because I wasn't even... Yeah, that was great. Hey, we should work on our segues. We could write all the segues for all the shows.
Yeah, mate, sounds good.
All right, mate, I'm going to quickly jump up and stretch my legs. Nobody has come and joined us in the green room, which is a little upsetting. I did want to have a chat to some of the drivers, but we will be getting away and racing for our feature race here tonight for round 5 here on SRW TV of your Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals.
I do got to say as well, the poll is still out there. I've seen 18 votes, so if anyone hasn't voted, please vote. You know, I would love to race a dirt race in the G86s. I reckon it'll be a lot of fun. Don't know we'll be on an oval, but we can definitely do some jumps and everything like that on the rally cross track. Very good to say, there's also an exciting top 10 as well. There's a couple of teammates in there. We've got the Maverick Lock boys out there who's starting on pole and P3. So those two will have a massive advantage out there in the top 10, working as a team against the likes of Dylan DeBono and Jack Ronrold, as well as Tom Hodgkinson as well. with Sammy Katakazunas in P6 as well, so he's got himself 2 top 6 finishes, so that's really handy for his championship battle. But in saying that, unfortunately with mechanical issues with Jamie Christensen, I do believe that Sam Katakazunas has jumped past him in the points as well, so hopefully Jamie can recover later on. As we've seen in the Ryan Price in the chat, has anyone seen the spider? Yeah, I've been seeing a spider out there on the track. I'm not 100% sure what kind of spider it is, but hopefully no one too afraid of the big statue of a spider out there at the track tonight. So
Is that why you slid off track there, Pricey? He's seen it and he's freaked out and slid straight off the edge of the track.
Well, maybe he thought that he was in the car, he can chase it away from the
He's
racetrack.
trying to swat it off his dash, and it turns out it's actually on the racetrack. So did I hear you say, mate, with the those 2 finishes now, Katakazunas is now in the championship points, jumped Christensen now?
Yeah, I believe he's got enough points to jump him. Unfortunately, Christensen going all the way down to the back. It's too many points lost to Sam Katakazunas, so unfortunately it's a bit of a mishap for Jamie, because he had to work so hard in the first 4 rounds to get back into the lead. Sam was leading championship for a couple of rounds, but all that hard work, obviously put him a little bit further behind. But the good thing is they've still got 4 more rounds to go after tonight's racing, so and obviously it puts on an exciting battle as well, because it allows the like of Dylan DeBono and Jack Gronwald as well to catch up to the boys ahead.
Yeah, well, the good thing is, mate, the season is not over. And still lots of points on offer for the drivers out here tonight. So depending on what Christensen can do for our feature race, it could put him straight back in the runnings for it, mate. Katakazunas could have a shocker of a race, and Christensen all of a sudden have a great run. So, mate, this is why the 86s are so good. Those championship points are close every week.
Yeah, definitely correct on that one, ShiBBy. As we see, the grid is finally gridding up for the feature race. So this will be the last 20 minutes at Barber in the GR86s. So I think these boys are very happy as well, because the track temperature has dropped dramatically down to 34 degrees compared to the 50 in qualifying. So yeah, they are going to be a lot more racier, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more drivers in the 36s as well.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Cooler track temps are going to make this final race pretty exciting. The grid is getting locked and loaded. This is a reverse top 5 feature, so that will see Curtis Jackson and Callan Hodgkinson out on row 1, Jaden Basilage and Dylan DeBono on row 2. Jack Gronewald will slot into that 5th place spot, with Sam Katakazunas in 6th place, where he finished in the previous race. Byrne and Gallo, the 2 Kittens Racing's team, in a really great spot there in the 4th row. They'd be able to work together really well to get off the start and get away from some of these guys. McHenry in a better spot than he was last heat. So keep an eye on him, because I definitely think he's going to be wanting to push for a further up finish than P10. He's next to Mark Turner, Cody Metcalf and Ryan Price will be next on the grid behind them. Matty Gerard, great positioning for him, and Dan Batouche on row 7. Doug Guns out Gowans and Jake Edwards are just in behind them. Greggy Leake, Tim Corn, it's probably not where Corn wanted to be. He'd probably prefer to be a bit further up with his teammate, but we know he's quick, so we'll see what he can do as well. Winrow and Peter Wilkinson will wind out that row 10. Sinkovic and Greg Johnston, 2 of the veterans here tonight. They definitely love having a battle together. Lockie Brett and Mark Cochran will be in behind them. Phil Buckland, Brendan Soper, Nathan Kane, David Simmons, Cameron Edwards, Graham Nucky, Matthew Feely, Taylor and Jamie Christensen the last on the grid there. Connor Nixon, unfortunately, did bomb out in the first race. I think he was having mechanical issues and couldn't get himself back in for Heat 1 or the feature race here tonight. But we are getting ready and set to go racing for the final time here tonight at Barber Motorsports Park. And Curtis Jackson will be the trend setter by leading our cars around for their outlap before we get this rolling start underway.
Yeah, we definitely just got to wait for the safety car to start going. So we see Barney say, come on, let's get this race going. And off the safety car, the way that it goes. So I'm looking forward to this final feature race. There's a lot of drivers out there that will be trying to capitalise on their positions at the moment, but we have the likes of Jamie Christensen and John McHenry, and same thing with Doug Gowans as well, a little bit further back than normal. They definitely want to make a bit of reprimand from what has happened early in the night, but it's going to be very challenging because there is 3 AM drivers in the top 3, and I'm very confident that the likes of Jackson, Hodgkinson and Basilak want to show that they can race against these pro drivers. So we are open for anyone to race everyone. You know, it is the same car. We got the classes just for even out a bit of a championship, but if you're having a stellar of a weekend and you can compete against the higher classes, off you go. You got the green light for that.
Yeah, being a fixed setup, mate, it does really keep the racing interesting. A great shot as we see this massive field of 86s flowing down the bottom end of Barber Motorsports Park. I'm expecting one heck of a feature race here tonight, mate. Especially with Christensen being down the back of the grid. We'll be keeping an eye on the driver of the number 25 machine tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight. But there's a few other drivers out there that will be willing to try and beat Christensen as well and extend the catch up as well, because a few drivers are a lot more further back than expected after round 4. So with a good night for some of these drivers, they'll be back up at the top of contention before they know it.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, man, I'm itching. We're only halfway around the track, or a little bit over halfway.
Yeah, it's just amazing just looking at all these cars and see the safety cars. I reckon can maybe compete against GR86 if allowed, but so good to see the different colours out there and just the different capability of drivers as well. It has been a bit of a bumpy ride for some of them, but along the journey they will learn a lot about themselves and about others as well on the track, and this is a good experience for other racers out there on iRacing.
Alright, safety car is in, mate. Barney has the flag up. We are getting ready to go racing for your feature race here tonight on SRWTV. Green flag has been let go, and they are off and racing. A lot of movement into turn 1. Keep it clean. Greggy Leak's already around. One of the Apex Motorsports cars was around there as well. The race continues.
There, unfortunately. But the race continues, and a lot of other drivers have escaped from that incident, so it's good to see that Curtis Jackson just keeping the pressure on some of the boys. And see Dylan DeBerto making it 3 wide out of that corner, and I'm not 100% sure if he managed to get the... Oh no!
That is a huge... That is safety car. That is safety car. There is cars off in the front, the back, the left, the right. There is broken cars everywhere after that.
Yeah, that car is definitely not right. As you see, there's a couple more on the grass. Hopefully they can recover as well. But unfortunately for Dylan DeBono, he's got a long journey ahead for the next 19 minutes. As you see, just
How
behind
is he still driving that?
Yeah, I don't know. He's doing a bit of drifting there. It's just almost 90 degrees facing the wrong way.
All the cars are still running, but I feel like with that much damage, a safety car would have been called. We'll get back up the front and watch the battles ahead until I see anything about a safety car. But the race is still on.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will, or I don't think race control will put out the safety car. If no one has stopped, they will allow green light racing. So, yeah, green light racing for another lap. So you see Jack Conroy was the winner of last heat. He's got a lot of pressure behind him with Sam Katakazunas. He's trying to capitalise on poor Jamie Christensen malfunction to try and get the lead in the championship and extend it as much as possible. But don't know though, Jamie Christensen's already up in P16, so
Somehow
he's already...
he missed all that chaos. He got through unscathed, mate. And he's up another spot.
He's on the move on the inside of Daniel Winrow, and you also got David Simmons ahead as well. I believe he had a really good exit out of that corner and should sneak past him before the next one, but it's up to David Simmons whether to back out or not. He has backed out and has allowed Jamie Christensen ahead, so he's already in P14 on lap 2, which is just incredible. You see Daniel Burnt in the Kittens Motorsport putting a lot of pressure on Jack, so unfortunately Jack had missed the position from Sam and now got a lot of pressure with the 2 Kittens right behind him. And not only that, they also got the locked on ladge of John McHenry as well in P8, so there's a good capability of drivers right behind him putting a lot of pressure on him.
Can't wait to see what John can do. Already up 2 spots. He was, Breccia, he was happy that he avoided all those incidents being further back in the grid. So, and you can see, we can see the front runners right there. So this top 10 again is just an absolute... Oh, as we see contact. Basilage trying to go down the inside of the crisscross racing car. He's not holding his brakes. He is just bouncing all over the track. It didn't look like any brakes were held then, and it has taken out quite a few cars.
Yeah, I understand when your car goes like a pinball machine ball, just getting bounced left, right and centre. It is hard to hold your brakes. Unfortunately, you can't do much about the physics of the car, but there's a few drivers that managed to escape it. Nathan Kane is up 18 positions, currently in the top 10, but he does have David Gallo right behind him, who is a very capable driver. As you see, Tim Court in P7 trying to battle out with Cody Metcalf, so those 2 managed to get through unscathed from that incident. But another driver that did as well was John McHenry up in P5 now, so he got to capitalise on that mishap as well. So a lot of luck is going to the way of certain drivers, but sometimes you're going to make your own luck out there on the track.
Yeah, that's right, mate. I didn't expect to see so much carnage for the heat race. The guys have really put on a great race. A few little mishaps here and there. Nothing too serious across the first heats, and then we come into the feature and there's just 2 chaotic crashes within, the first 2 laps. So it does look like we have a safety car. Safety car has been called. Mitchell Muller, our safety car driver here tonight, will be able to go back and unpack some of these incidents. But yeah, that was a lot of things happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of hectic racing out there. Unfortunately, just a little bit of kamikaze. It's so hard when you go around a corner and all of a sudden the car comes out of nowhere. It's not much certain drivers can do. Just watching the replay of Leakey. Try and see what has happened.
He's been pit. It looked like a pit maneuver from my angle, and that's just set off a massive chain of events. Leakey is the one in the yellow car right in the middle of your screen. They're moving on down towards turn 1. Keep an eye on that Apex Esports car just in behind him. There's also a checkup just behind him. The Vermilion Motorsports car threading the needle. Managed to get through. Christensen just flying through. So that's a good reason we've gone back to the start. That is like 6 spots for Christensen just there. Still heading towards that corner. Christensen brakes. The Apex Esports car
car behind.
has come across and is pulled down in under Leaky. There's nowhere for him to go, so Leaky stayed on his line. That's turned Leaky. A few cars now start checking up because of the incidents. The Apex Esports cars run into each other, take out Johnston, and it was just a chaotic race, chaotic corner after that.
Yeah, definitely correct on that, but there has been a good news about the safety car for certain drivers that was caught in incidents, the likes of Dylan De Bono, I see Manager R was caught in it, a few others as well, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see exactly what happened with some of the drivers, to see.
That's the incident with that we saw De Bono off and caused a huge chaotic movement. That is not good.
Yeah, I think it's just following his line, and I probably thought that the car on the outside was going to be a little bit more wider in that corner, wasn't going to cut in a bit, so yeah, just very unfortunate there. Just two drivers trying to go the one lane. Obviously, De Bono was an inside, so the car would just naturally drift to the outside there, but very, very unlucky. And yeah, a lot of poor drivers out there that got caught into that incident. As we see Mitchell Miller in the safety car, just grouping up all the drivers again. So there's a fair bit of drivers that went into the pits. To be honest, I think there's lucky to be 15 cars that haven't been into the pits so far this race. So
yeah, 100%. We're only just into the race. Oh, Jaden Basilage with a lot of damage here.
yeah, his left rear is lifting a lot, so the rear end or the suspension has gone straight into the garbage can, and just unfortunately he can't do much about it. All he can do is just plot along and try and drive as safe as possible into the pits.
Oh, okay, so did he get the damage earlier on? He must have.
Yeah, it could be forming the contact with Dylan De Bono. I believe those two blokes.
Yeah, yep. Just there's so much to unpack in this section. Yeah, so he's still damaged here as well, right?
Yeah, that would be a very difficult car to drive. But all you have to do is hit the curb and lift up the car. You put your feet on the accelerator and you're around. You're doing 360s and a lot of positions lost. But Curtis Jackson at the moment currently on pole position with Dougie Gowans up in P8. So
I just jumped on to Mr. Doug Guns Out Gowans because Ray Douglas has joined us this evening. He says, "G'day, ShiBBy. Don't forget about Tyler as well, mate. There are other people here that commentate with me, buddy, and I'm sure they do a better job than me. But thanks for always dropping in, Mr. Ray Douglas." He says, "Welcome back, mate. I was here last night for the Formula 3. You missed that. I swapped shifts. I dropped the V8s to do the Formula 3. He says Jason's not in this series, but he's out here watching Grandpa Gowans, mate. It's Guns Out Gowans, all right? He's going to have to change that at some point.
yeah, I don't think he wants to be honest. I think
That's
he'd
why
rather keep with the Grandpa.
I started calling him Guns Out Grandpa Gowans, so...
Oh, jeez. Double whammy.
But yes, thanks for joining us, Ray. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this evening. I'll say it again, if you have found yourself enjoying this broadcast at any point tonight, please let us know by hitting that like button. Also, let us know who you're rooting for here in this championship, as this is round 5 with only 4 more to go after this. So it is heating up, and I can't wait to be here in the comms box with Sheafy for the rest of the season.
I've got to say, I've got to put a bit of spice into the championship point. I see Jamie Christensen down in 29th position and a lap down, so I'm not 100% sure exactly what has happened there, but I believe he could have been involved with the incident with Dylan De Bono, and unfortunately was very unlucky and lost a lot of time from it.
Let me see what I can find in my data here, my friend. See what we can find. See if Christensen was caught up in any of that damage.
We'll go quickly through the grid. We've got Jackson, Gronwald, Burnt, Hodgkinson, McHenry, Metcalf, Corn, Gowland, Gallo, and Johnston rounding out the top 10. Cam Average is currently the biggest gainer, up 18 positions so far in the grid, but unfortunately the biggest loss at the moment, Jaden Baslak down 23 positions. So hopefully with the safety car heading back into the pitch, a few of the drivers can regain a few of the positions, but it's going to be very, very hectic with Sam Katakazunas and Dylan DeBono and Jamie Christensen all outside the top 15. As Curtis Jackson is about to get ready, and I believe he has gone too.
Sorry. I just found it as we went green racing again.
Oh, no.
So it does look like Christensen was caught up in that those incidents as well, which is unfortunate, but we are back green light racing. Vinces Alexio has joined us, and he says, hey guys, is this race for everyone? It is for everybody if you are registered as a driver for Sim Racing World and in our Discord, mate. The season is full, and we are halfway through, so we are not taking on any more entries, but we will be releasing information for season 1 of 2024 very soon as we see Groenwald up the inside of Jackson. Groenwald already wanting to make moves and get away from this pack.
He's doing such a fantastic job, just battling with all the drivers around. He knows that their level is a little bit different, so you've got to take his time and make the right choices, and he, at the moment, made the correct choices, because currently on P1 once again. As we just see Curtis Jackson down in P2 and Daniel Burnt up 4 spots at the moment in P3, so that Kitten Racing is looking very hungry for that victory.
Yeah, mate, good to see those Kitten guys up there. It's taken them a bit to get used to these 86s, as they are a very heavily Formula 3 and a high downforce style team, so great to see them getting up there and starting to get really competitive. Vince's, mate, there is a link to the Discord in our description below. Also head to www.simracingworld.com.au and register as a driver for absolutely free. And you can come join in the fun and games in Discord and keep an eye on everything that we're doing.
Yeah, I see Dr. Gowan once again going into the pit, so he went flying down the order, so I'm not 100% sure what happened to him, but unfortunately just not having the best of nights tonight, as we just see Cody Metcalf. Oh, Steven Sinkovic battling out for a top 10 position.
Oh, and he's run into Batush and he's Spinovic'd it for us. The first time we put him on stream tonight, and he goes and Spinovic's it up for us.
He holds on to that name really tight, doesn't he?
He does. There's nights where if we don't put him on screen, he's having a great race, and then every other night when I put him up, it's just he spins instantly. So we've decided we're not showing Steve on camera anymore, even though he is the lone Team SRW Motorsports driver out there. So Greggy Johnston now on the back of Batush.
Lucky Brett just went fully off the track just then, so I don't know if he got a slow down or not, but that's not a good look, because there might be a bit of damage on that car. It's just follow the boys ahead of him. Dan Batu's obviously capitalising on that position. Dylan DeBono all over the back of Lockie Brett now. He's trying to make a fair bit of position because he was caught in that incident on lap 2 that just became a ripple side effect. As you see Dylan DeBono go for the crisscross and made a brilliant move on Lockie Brett. Now got inside for the third and second last corner. He's doing a really good job there.
Yeah, he needs to fight his way back up. So looking for Mr. John McHenry in his favourite finishing spot, P5. He won a championship by averaging P5 finishes with only one podium finish. He is our reigning GR86 champion, and he is sitting still in P3. Curtis Jackson putting on a show with Groenwald. Jackson will get that move done, but look at the guys coming in behind them. This is Jackson, Groenwald, Byrne and Hodgkinson with McHenry just off the back.
Curtis Jackson knows that he's currently top 4, equal top 4 in the championship, and he brings out 2, if not 3 good races tonight. He might be able to have a sneaky chance for a podium place, but he's doing a really good job keeping Jack behind. But there's a lot of drivers behind as well, with Callum and John, as well as Daniel Byrne as well. They're just all over and they're just trying to make him make a mistake. There's only roughly 3 minutes to go, so you're looking at 3 laps tops. So unfortunately the cars behind them don't have enough time to sit back and relax. They've got to try and put a lot of pressure on the young gun before the checker flag comes out.
Yeah, Curtis Jackson just holding a lot of speed through these corners right now. He's really starting to pull a little bit of a gap. He's down to 0.62 of a gap back to Groenewald. So it looks like there's a few positions where he is a bit quicker, but maybe the pressure of Byrne being on the back of Groenewald now is causing Groenewald to worry about what's happening behind him rather than trying to chase down Jackson.
It's not an easy task. I mean, yeah, you think about it, only 1 car behind, that's fair enough, but when you got 5, 6, 7 cars behind you, a lot of pressure, because you know that one simple mistake and you're behind a lot of them. So you see Daniel Burns trying to put a lot of pressure on Jack, and Jack did the right thing, defended his corner really well. But it's a very difficult task because you've got a car ahead of you that you really want to take the win, but you also got hungry kittens behind him, also trying to steal a couple of positions as well.
Oh, there's been contact with Groenewald, and Curtis Jackson. Groenewald has pushed his way through and kept going. That'll be interesting to see what race control has to say about that. But Daniel Byrne, the Kittens Racing driver, up in P1. This is a P1 to P7 battle now for the final spots on the podium in the final 2 minutes here.
The battle was absolutely chaotic. Anyone can manage to see John McHenry being overtaken by another kitten of David Gallo, but he said, no, I will take that back, thank you very much. John McHenry can sniff an upset of a victory here. I know he's in P5, but all it takes is one simple mistake and he can take the lead out of everyone around him. So I'm not 100% sure if Barney's waving the white flag. He's waving the white flag, so this is the final lap. So everything is on at the moment at Barber. We've got John McHenry behind Cody Metcalf, trying to put a lot of pressure on the young gun because, you know, once you get past him, he's fighting for a podium position.
Groenewald now on the back of Daniel Byrne. Groenewald wanting to start making moves. Can he get it done on the outside? Probably not, but he's going to tuck right in behind that Kittens car. But Callan Hodgkinson looking for an upset, hoping that these two will make the mistake he needs so he can get himself up into that P1 finish. Cody Metcalf.
Oh my, Groenewald did an awesome job defending there, because if he didn't go under in the inside lane, Callan Hodgkinson would have taken P2 away from him. So a great defending from Jack Groenewald. As we're just going through the S's right now, the kitten car Daniel Byrne is still leading ahead of Jack and Cullen. Anyone can still win it at the moment because there's still a couple more corners to go.
Groenewald now right on the back of Byrne. This is for your P1, P2 finish in our heat. We are getting close to this race finishing, and these lads are going to take the battle all the way to the finish line. Groenewald trying to tuck that car in really neat through this final 2 corners, but it looks like Daniel Byrne has had such a phenomenal run through there. Coming down now for the start finish, and it will be Daniel Byrne for the Kittens Racing team. They're taking out P1 tonight for the feature. Jack Groenewald will take out P2 and Callan Hodgkinson will take out P3. What a finish to the night, Sheafy.
Mate, absolutely. There's racing left, right and centre, and just, I mean, between P1, P7, lucky to be 2 seconds between a lot of them, so that was awesome racing to see. If we just go a little bit further in the grid, looks like Greggy Leak won for the rookies in P13 overall, so congratulations for Leaky. The old fella had proven, even though he's got the veteran badge, he can battle out with everyone else around him, so congratulations for him as well.
Have you just started calling him old fella because I decided to put them in veterans?
Oh, maybe.
They're not officially in veterans. They are rookies, but Leaky, Jono, Sinker have all been around for a very long time. I feel like they need their own special class. But yeah, what a turnout of events. Hopefully we'll get our points updated really quickly and we'll be able to tell you who actually took out this round. I'm loading up the points for this session right now. They haven't been uploaded to iRacing yet, so hold your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because I think this is going to be a really, really close finish here to find out who is the overall round podium tonight. Hopefully it won't take too long, but I'm definitely excited, and I would love to see, love to get the overall round podium in.
And it's going to be very, very different because there was a bit of a strange night for Jamie Christensen, but Sam Catakazunas, John McHenry, Dylan DeBono, and Curtis Jackson also had a couple of good results as well. So it will be a massive mix.
Points are in, my friend. Points are in. So our round 5 overall winner and will rack up the most points for this session tonight is Jack Groenwald. He has locked in 174 points tonight to take P1 as the overall round winner. Congratulations to Jack Groenwald. What a fantastic race he's had tonight. Looking back down the field, it looks like
Dylan DeBono, 100.
Yeah. Dylan DeBono has taken out overall P2 tonight with 160 points. And is that Callan Hodgkinson?
Yes, that is Callan Hodgkinson.
Yeah. Congratulations, Callan Hodgkinson, for P3 tonight. So if you are watching, Tice, can we please get Callan Hodgkinson, Dylan DeBono, and Jack Groenwald to join us in the chat this evening? Right, so that's going to be interesting. Should we talk about the championship points then?
Yeah, it would be interesting to see whether the championship points have updated ASAP.
Yeah, I'm checking now. We don't have to talk about it. We can talk about it next week, but I'm interested to see what's happened.
Well, it is updated. There is a change for the lead once again with Sam Catakazunas taking the lead in the championship with 740 points. Then followed by him is Jamie Christensen. So he's now trailing by 26 points. So he was up by 24, but now trailing by 26.
And look at that average finish of Sam Catakazunas. Average finish of 8th place and has himself leading the championship. Jamie Christensen, average finish of 8th place, which I don't know how that makes any sense for Christensen because we've seen him on the podium multiple times. But yeah, up in 714 points. Dylan DeBono, average finish of P11, up into 3rd on the podium in the points championship chase at the moment. So, man, the 86s. This is going to come down to the last race. I can already see it.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt, boys, but can I get the podium? Who would you like to speak to? I'll get him in.
Whoops, sorry, bud. It is DeBono, Christensen, DeBono. Oh, frick, I've forgotten. Giro D.
Callan Hodgkinson and Jack Groenwald.
Yeah, that's it. Jack Groenwald, DeBono, and Hodgkinson. Yep. Thanks, Sheafy. You've always got my back, mate.
Oh, you're welcome, mate.
I think they're already up there. One of the boys can't make it. He is off to bed. I think that would be Jack.
Okay, that's all right. We will talk to Daniel Byrne as well because he did get himself up there in the feature result as P1, and we've already spoken about the final championship. So we just need DeBono.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks,
I'll grab him.
Thanks, mate. All right, we may as well start with Daniel Byrne as the final heat winner here tonight, and also had a phenomenal race just all round tonight. Was in the battles everywhere. Definitely couldn't keep him back. You want to drag him in, mate, as I get the... Oops, that's the wrong driver.
Daniel Byrne, congratulations on that feature victory for the Kitten Racing team. How was it out there, mate?
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, that was a heap of fun. That was really good. Had a bad first race. Got caught up in that incident at the start and put me back to, I think it was about 29th, and then just kind of slowly worked my way up and found myself in the top 10 near the end of the second race, and yeah, just luck and a bit of hard battling and door rubbing. It's good fun. I'm so used to the Formula 3 where you can't touch at all, so it's good to be able to get little bit closer and battle hard with these cars.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously you're very used to the open wheelers, but have tonight or just this season alone convinced you that closed wheel racing is just as good as open wheel?
Yeah, I was just saying to my teammate David Gallo that yeah, it's possibly more fun than the Formula 3. I mean, when we're not super quick in the Formula 3, but we'll always find ourselves at the pointy end, and in the end it just comes down to, it feels like you're doing hot laps behind each other until someone makes a mistake almost. But with this, it's more about the different lines and changing the lines and, you know, faking moves, and it's just a heap of fun. Really enjoying it.
No, definitely can see you and your teammates out there having a lot of fun, and just proves week in, week out, you've just been improving day by day. So congratulations on tonight's win, and hopefully we get to see you more on the podium later on. But who do you want to thank for tonight's race?
Yep, big shout outs to Kittens Racing, Driver 808 on YouTube, AML Technology, and shout outs to Atari, Bianca, French and Minka, and Zach and Levi.
Thank you very much, Daniel, and I'm looking forward to see what you and the boys can do next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
See ya.
great race tonight, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right, that was our feature winner here tonight, but we will move on to our podium, our actual round podium, starting with... I totally forgot again. Oh my gosh, don't...
P3, Callum Hopkinson.
P3, yeah, thanks, Sheafy. Oh my lord. Oh my gosh.
Congratulations on the podium overall, Callum. But not only that, you also got a podium in the feature as well. How did you find it out there tonight?
Yeah, I had a good race. Got the good luck for a change. Shout out to Jake Edwards, my teammate in the first race. He got a bit of carnage and I managed to gain about 10 posies out of it, so that set me up for the end couple of races, and I seemed to have a bit of pace, so yeah, I was happy with that.
Obviously, see that your qualifying time was a little bit lower than usual. Did you find this track really difficult at the get-go, or just couldn't do it by yourself out there?
I just didn't have the time to do much practice, man. I sort of got home late from work and had to sort of dial in real quick. And then I was lucky, like I said, I had good luck to get up the front, and that set me up for the rest. But yeah, I didn't have enough time to that.
Definitely, obviously, 3 top 10 finishes tonight. 3rd overall in the championship, 1st overall in the AMS as well. So, congratulations on that. What do you go for the rest of the season?
Yeah, just from the restaurants out of the counties, there seems to be a lot of hectic driving out there. So if you can weave through it without getting in amongst it, you can find yourself at the front. So, which happened for me tonight, which is good. So hopefully I can stay out of it and get some better results for the rest of the season.
I'm definitely looking forward to see what you and your team can do out there later on in the season. But who do you want to thank for tonight's race?
Thanks to Shunt Scenery, Palmerston Bakery, DSM Painting Contractors, Jennifer Russell Real Estate, Doom Designs, Full Master Bayside. Thanks to all those guys. Cheers.
Congratulations on tonight, and I'm looking forward to what you can bring next week.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one, Cal.
Bye.
All right, moving on now to our podium second place. We have been told by Cody Metcalf that Jack Rodenwald had to go to bed or he would have got in trouble. So I just want to take this time to definitely shout out Jack Rodenwald and say a massive congratulations for the podium first place here tonight for round 5. You can see all the sponsors there on the side of his car. So maybe one day we'll get to chat to him. But we will move on to our podium second place tonight. Our overall second place, Mr. Dylan DeBono.
Hey boys, how are yous?
Good, mate. Geez, I'm hearing a lot of your voice this season.
Mate, it's good. It's good staying consistent on the podium, and we're going to be there at the end. I keep telling you that, and we're slowly closing up, third in the championship now. Yeah, just if I had a good third race, man, I would have been stoked, but just got caught up in something on the first lap, which sucked a little bit, but just drove harder and faster and got there at the end.
Yeah, you definitely caught those positions up. Few mistakes towards the end of the race. Were you trying to really push it? And we saw a few times where you were pushing the track limits a little bit too much and hitting the grass, and then we flicked back to your car at one point and you were actually facing the opposite way, like within 3 laps left to go, mate. What happened there?
Facing the opposite way, 3 laps to go.
Yeah,
I don't remember though.
Might be another car there.
So I'm sure it was you, mate, because you fell through the field. You ended up back down in 5th or 6th spot and then had to race back towards the
that was the second race where you were fine from P1 and made a mistake and fell a bit.
Yeah, that was in the second race. I was in P2 and behind Jack, and he's obviously done a bit of racing in his life, and he it's a little bit questionable how he races, but that's fair enough. Anyone can race how they want, but I just got caught out by what he was doing and jammed on the brake and just locked up and spun around the wrong way. But I knew I had the pace, so I just drove a bit harder and caught back up the second.
Yeah, mate, you've definitely got the pace out there. We've said this, you look extremely comfortable in the cars like the 86s and the TCRs. You're looking really good for a podium, but so is about another 6 people right now with how close the points spread are. So you are only 27 points in front of Curtis Jackson, who is only 13 points in front of John McHenry, mate. So still got a long 4 rounds ahead of you. How are you feeling with the upcoming tracks that you're going to be racing at?
Pretty good, I think. I think next week is Nürburgring. Then we got Willow Springs, Hockenheim, then Zandvoort. All pretty good tracks I've raced at before. So if I get a couple of wins in those tracks, we should be right there with Sam and Jamie.
Yeah, and then the other boys, as I said, behind you are starting to close that gap down as well, mate. But huge congratulations. You got the P2 position here tonight for overall round podium, mate. Congratulations. And who would you like to shout out tonight for keeping you out here on track?
Yeah, firstly, big thanks to Velocity Sim Labs, all those guys for giving me a hand day in, day out. Just you guys, like I said this before, you guys putting on the stream, it's always nice to go back and watch your races, see what you can do better. That's what I've definitely focused on this season, just going back and assessing my performance and seeing what I can do better. And I think it's helped, staying consistent, not doing silly moves, and yeah.
Oh, mate, congratulations to you and the Velocity Sim Lab team. So good job again.
You got that change.
You got that updated. It looks good, mate.
It took me a while to figure it out, and something was going on with my computer. And mate, I'll tell you what, this is a tip for you, ShiBBy. Race with sunglasses on, right? It helps.
Race with sunglasses on.
Yeah, yesterday I got a welding flash, which is when you get...
yeah, I know what welding flash is.
So I've had that all day today, man. I was like, it's going to be touch and go the race. I went down to Servo, bought these really dark glasses, and I've just been racing with them on. And
that helped get rid of that that black spot that you see in your eyeball.
Yeah, or just the feeling of sand in your eyes, It's crazy.
Yeah.
Can't stand
Well,
it.
mate, I can't believe that you raced that well with some welding flash, mate. So, again, a double congratulations, mate. And, yeah, we definitely look forward to seeing you back out here on track for the final 4 rounds, mate. This championship at the moment, with all of you out on track, it's coming down to the last race, mate. I could already feel it.
Yeah, it's going to be the last race at Zandvoort, you know, that's going to be a big one.
It is, mate. Well, congratulations again. Let's see you back out here on the track next week. Get you up in some more podium finishes, mate. So, yeah, again, congratulations, buddy, and we'll talk to you again soon.
No worries. Thanks, Shippy and Toilet. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Dylan.
Wow, oh, wow. What a race tonight, Sheafy.
Oh, mate, that was very hectic. It's 3 different winners, and obviously, yeah, it's very awesome to see the drivers out there battling out, with Daniel Byrne taking the last victory and Jack Grunwald taking out the victory overall for the night. So I'm definitely already looking forward to next week at the Nürburgring, mate.
Yeah, Nürburgring's going to put on one heck of a show, that's for sure, mate. Definitely going to be looking forward to it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you hadn't hit that notification bell, hit that notification bell so you can find out or get notified every time we go live here on SRWTV. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. Join me and my friend Peter Gretton tomorrow night for the IMSA Shadow Series. Kicks off at 7 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Bloody daylight savings. Join us for the IMSA Shadows series. It has been Tyler Sheaf in the comms box next to me. Thank you for joining me again, Sheafy. This has been a cracking season, and I can't wait to do the rest of the broadcast with you, mate. Massive shout out to all our sponsors, especially Shannons Insurance and Warren and Brown Tools for allowing us to put on this amazing series for all our drivers out there. Of course, we couldn't do it without all the amazing drivers, so they get the biggest shout out tonight. And a huge shout out to everybody that joins us to watch Sheafy and I ramble on about some sim racing while you guys enjoy it at home. But that is going to end this broadcast, and we are going to finish it by saying stay safe and race hard.